Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday, this 2nd of April. Right, let's get on and look at these markets. Let's just check everything's running okay there. And I'm actually showing you the right screens. I am on there, so it's hopefully going to be running across on the system there. Okay, sorry, technical issues this morning. And hopefully, right, it's running now. It's a bit of a delay in everything running properly. Right, so that is definitely going. Right, let's get on. And first things first, news events today on the 2nd of April here. We've already had the Reserve Bank of Australia minutes released. I haven't seen too much on that. I was just catching up with the news myself a bit later this morning. There's not a great deal there at all in terms of news today. It's just clicking on the different system. So we've had the minutes Australian, we've got some German inflation data that's out all day, so that comes out throughout the morning, this data, and it comes out for each different state, so that's coming out right way through. We got US the JOLTS job openings at 3 p.m. We might get a bit of volatility as it's non-farm payrolls day, but there's not a great deal. It looks like there's a lot. There ain't a great deal other than that. So that's the main thing. There's a few speakers running into the afternoon. Right, let's get on and look at the technicals. And well, yesterday we saw quite a sell-off. It came through towards the afternoon there. The US dollars gained strength. The bombing of consulate in Syria, the Iranian consulate in Syria, has certainly stirred up and made the markets quite fragile, I think is possibly the word. Anyway, we've seen the reaction. We were already seeing the euro dollar on the sell side here. It's just really continued. Last Friday just stalled. Very little volume in on Friday, and Monday volumes quite light without the UK European markets. Anyway, we're back to normal in terms of volumes this morning, and we're seeing a little bit of a continuation. It's slow. We've got new pivots, of course, because we've got the new month, new quarter. So there's a quarterly pivot sitting above there. There's the weekly pivot sitting up there. And as I said, I'll come back here. We've got the new monthly pivot sitting up there. So there's a lot of pivots sitting above the price at the moment. If it was to see it reverse, I'd like to sell it into that. If we even got the daily pivot, there's every pivot known to me all sitting above price at the moment, but price currently looking soft. Early morning, so we'll see how things react. I would like to see it at least come into one of those before I could do anything with it on the euro, because at the moment it's just on the sell side, and I don't try and sell. It could be just selling into a bottom. It's not far away from those previous lows, so I'll leave that for now. The pound, lower highs coming through there, similar sort of situation running on largely. It's well, pivot wise, it's already gone through quite a lot here. It got quite choppy last week, and this week it's already hit the weekly pivot there. It's gone through its S1, S2. It's such a tight week, little action, looking soft on the bigger picture, intermediate pictures. Well, if we start seeing movements here, we could see, as with all these markets, we could see price coming up towards the daily pivots at some point. Again, I prefer to be a seller on these markets, so it's just a patience game. US dollar yen, well, the yen didn't really get the buy that was probably expected after the comments last week of intervention, and the movement we saw in the markets. As ever, it's more of a saber rattling job than anything else, and it's basically sitting around the highs there. It could yet still break through here, particularly with the US dollar gaining strength here. Anyway, you see the pivots sitting way away from where markets are at the moment. I don't. This is an incorrect pivot here on this weekly's. Just looking. Oh, that's because it isn't the weekly pivot. That's the quarterly pivot down there. There's a weekly pivot. I'm just trying to work out why the pivot's so far away. But so we've got pivots potential win. I'll do some more analysis as I run through this today. Now they're all there. But at the moment, this is a daily picture. We've already seen the daily pivot being hit. Probably some divergence. Well, there should be some divergence across those highs because of the retrace in between. So that's sitting there, but it doesn't mean to say it won't push up yet. I don't really want to be a seller of the yen, even though it is quite so close where it is. I just don't trust things. Intervention could just occur. I say occur, but the Japanese could intervene. Okay, or even talk about intervening, and that's just as bad at the moment. So the Australian dollar, it is largely following the way of the euro and the pound there. We're just getting a bit of a bounce off its weekly S1 where it is at this stage, so it's already ripped through the pivot into the S1. This could be a sell into the daily pivot at some stage later, just as the euro and the pound could run through there. I don't really want to be a buyer against the trends that we're seeing at the moment, but they all have the scope of pulling back to those pivots. US dollar CAD is in a right old mess here. Yesterday saw it rally as a dollar strength on dollar strength here. We're seeing consolidation sitting around where price is here at the moment. Chopping along, not really showing its hand too well. Maybe we'll see a continuation, but again, pivots below, which could just draw things back through into the range. Quite a messy market. New Zealand dollar good for the downside still, but I need a sell point now. It did pretty well straight into 2 o'clock in the morning there on Monday, straight into the pivot, and it's pulled straight back just as last week we saw it straight into the weekly pivot sell off. It's been running pretty well on those setups, but of course it's gone already. We have a daily pivot untouched above. Again, we might be able to get into the short-term moves on these. See if we do see any rallies, any softening of the dollar this morning, but doesn't look hopeful. US dollar Swissy, well, the Swissy continues to lose ground as well against the US dollar. The US dollar still pushing up here solidly, taking out the highs there. We're running into sort of yearly highs here for the dollar against the Swissy. I mean, it's just literally been on an upward trend pretty much through there. Bit of consolidation in phases, but pushing up solidly. Higher lows coming through here. Already seen the weekly pivot hit the R1 that takes things out for them now. We'll look at other opportunities, but daily pivots are all taken out. There's not a lot I can do when it's doing this. It doesn't give me much in the way of options this morning. Okay, there's the majors. I'll look through the rest in a short while in the trading room. Let's look at the other markets. We'll look at gold. Gold picked up a bit in the afternoon yesterday. We've seen it pushing up there last Thursday into Monday. We saw it pushing up here yesterday. Not really holding up, but making new highs here yesterday. So it's certainly looking solid still at the moment. It's that safety market, and well, it's certainly showing that way. Okay, there's no entries there for me at the moment, but again, just need to wait for retracements. These markets have gone. Oil pushing up again here. High lows continuing through here. So towards the end of last week and into this week, we're seeing it shuffling up there. New month pushing through. The tensions in the Middle East not helping here at all. We saw the shove up yesterday at 3 o'clock there, pushing through. So just seeing a continuation really with that. S&Ps. So the S&Ps popped into new highs but came off of those yesterday. Again, with the Middle East situation, there is a sort of uncertainty into the markets, and we will see equity markets sold, bond markets bought. So whilst that occurs, we'll see what happens this morning. I'm just coming right down to the alleys here, and I mean, you've got to look right down to the alleys to see anything. Well, the trend is positive on the S&P to the upside. There is an untouched daily pivot. Maybe if we get a break this morning, it could be a move towards it. I don't particularly like the price action that sits around it, but that could be hit later, that pivot. I'm just looking for the support. The support's sitting on the 4-hourly 50 by looks of things at the moment, so we could see that reverse around there. I know a lot of people will be shouting where it's a bear flag and everything else. Well, it's gone a bit it's gone a bit iffy, and we're getting more bigger markets coming into play now. The DAX, just so looking yesterday, that was futures open there, and well, made a new yearly high there. It's been pushing up, same sort of price action as what we're seeing. I was just the same price action because it's just clicked back. Let's try again. Why did that flick back? Did make a new high anyway. Sorry, that was the DAX. It flicked back to the S&Ps there on my system, but pushing up this morning. Actually, it's already going at this stage. So obviously yesterday futures barely any real movement, pushing out this morning. The pivots are a bit redundant because they're just so tight together. FTSE, on days like this you've got to really just rely on the weekly pivots, monthly pivots. The daily pivots become a bit redundant. The FTSE then, well, pushing up there as well. So European equities being bought at the moment. US equities, they could follow suit. Certainly I wouldn't be trying to sell against these markets. Okay, that's pretty much it for me for now. I wish you a great day's trading for those on YouTube there, and I'll catch you in the morning. Take care. Speak to you later. No school run.